right, welcome to another episode of the Bulldog Bark. I'm yours truly, the Guru. With me today, got a couple of the members. BFC will not be with us. He said he has something going on. But what could be more important than some Butler basketball, boys? You know, it's March. It's March. You know what I'm saying? It's March. But I got MD the Dream, Michael DeRosa with me, and Kyle the Butler fan. All right, boys. So Butler finished his regular season with a win at DePaul. They finished the season 16-15, 7-13 in the Big East. If you're on the Stephen Pearl train, then 16-15, we should be a tournament team. You know what I'm saying? Big East tournament starts this Wednesday. Butler got the 8 seed in the Big East. They will face Providence, who is the 9 seed. I believe they're the night game, correct?
The 8-9 game's the first game.
It is the first game. Okay, I was gonna say that's a
4
really
p.m.
quick because yeah,
I
because
think
then
I think it's at 4:30 on
4:30.
Wednesday.
Okay, 4:30 on Wednesday, and then if they're able to win that game, they would be next lined up with St. John's, the 1 seed, and that is the noon game the next day, I believe. So, yeah, quick turnaround if they do win, but. We were just discussing offline. This is actually the exact same setup as last year, except that Providence was the 8 seed and Butler was the 9 seed. Butler would go on to beat them, but then get absolutely demolished by St. John's last year. But interesting, it's the same setup. So I feel like I had something else in that intro that I wanted to say, but you know what? I forgot it because I started thinking about the Big East tournament. Who doesn't get excited about the Big East tournament, boys? So really kind of a whirlwind of a year, and we're going to talk about it. So we're kind of just going to recap the year here, and then we'll kind of preview our thoughts on the Big East tournament, and kind of honestly, we'll give our thoughts on Butler. We might even give our thoughts on who we think is going to pull it off this year and who's going to win it all. But Michael, I'll start with you. So few things we're going to go through here. First, just give me your one-word summary. Just one word or less. Well, there's no less. One word. You can't go less than one word.
I go less and just sit here silently.
It's like a guessing game. You give me the half for the first word, and I have to like figure out.
Oh, I should rate it. Oh, yeah,
right? Yeah.
That'd be great audio.
Great audio. Exactly. But no. Give us your one word, kind of to define the season. Give us a letter grade as well, and then kind of give us just some thoughts on what you thought about this season.
Roller coaster, C-.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, we started the season off well again, and then went down the hill, like that's just kind of the way it's been the last few years. It's the way it's been this year. And yeah, I mean, Michael Ajayi got first team All Big East. Like, you have to feel absolutely thrilled for him, especially because very deserved. I think we would all agree. I mean, if that guy was left off the first team, there would be a lot of Butler Bulldog fans sieging the New York office for the Big East. So they got that one right. Yeah, but other than that, injuries really bit this team. I think we've kind of overused the injury excuse in the past couple years, truth be told. This year, it's brutal. The cluster injury at guard was just absurd. Like, Finley being down for a game, Haywood being down for a game, while you've already had Stink and Jalen Jackson down for the season. Like, that's just brutal. Um, couple Ajayi was a huge hit out of the portal, couple iffy ones, but yeah, really just up and down. Really some tough luck, and yeah, here we are.
Yep. It's like you said, kind of feels like it's been a common theme the past few years. Really good non-conference, gets your hopes up, and then Big East just kind of swallows us a little bit. But Kyle, how about you, man? Give us the one word grade, and then your thoughts on the season.
Yeah, for one word, I don't know. It's kind of like it is 2 words. It's like a phrase. I'd say like same old. It just feels like since really since COVID, we've always had that win in the non-conference. We've always, we never played some crazy schedule in the non-con, but always, some decent teams, and then we pull off a win and it looks great. And I don't blame fans for feeling after that Virginia game. Like, I think back on it, and I think, were we all fools for believing that we could actually be something at that point? I've landed on no. I think that we were not fools for believing that, because obviously the Jalen Jackson part, where the Jalen Jackson injury in the preseason, which was sustained in the preseason, is really just, you could point at it and say Do I believe this is the case? I think we've talked about this before, both on Twitter and on this podcast. I would say I end up at a no to this question, but could you make a case that this team is that we're sweating out a bid on next Sunday if Jalen Jackson didn't go down? You could make the case. I would probably disagree. I think that if you made that argument, I would listen. So yeah, I mean that injury just killed you. And at the same time, the way they disappeared for some games. I mean, just the two that I look at, and obviously lost some tough ones, right? Some bad bounces and stuff in like the Providence game away. But at home against Creighton and on the road against Xavier, both of those were kind of for different reasons. The Xavier one was bigger stakes because they were still looking at a possible tournament team at that point, and they just came out so flat and they never were in that game. And then this past Wednesday, when they had a chance because everything else broke right for them, they would be the five right now. They would be the five if they won on Wednesday. That's insane, but they would. They would literally be the 5 seed. They would have a bye in the Big East tournament because Providence lost both their games and DePaul lost to us. If we had showed up on Wednesday, we would not be playing the next Wednesday. We would not be playing. We would have a bye, and that's crazy to think. It's crazy to think, but it's also true. And so just important games, they just didn't show up. They just got out coached, they got outplayed, and I think in the Creighton game, yeah, they just got out hustled. So just disappointing. It feels, and we've talked about coaching changes and stuff. It just feels like there needs to be a jolt of energy somehow in some way into this program, whether that's through a coach, whether that's through, increasing funds and getting a really exciting roster, whatever it is. It's just hard. It's just hard to believe that next year, if we run back the same thing, and I know it's likely that we won't, will be different. And, we're going to have a great win in the non-con. And then all the fans are going to be like, okay, yeah. And can I blame them at that point? No. So, disappointing. Feels like the same old thing.
When is the last time we've played on Friday in the Big East tournament?
The semis? Oh, I think that's only happened like once.
We ever even play in the semis?
I
Like,
can look it up. You guys want to talk? I'll look it up.
yeah,
I can't remember. I mean, I think the year that we beat Seton Hall, was that the 4-5 game? No, it was 3-6 game. We were,
well,
I,
even so, then
I don't know if we've ever actually played on Friday, and I'm not even, because we didn't win a Big East game until 2018.
I
So
just
like,
looked it up. Butler's never played in the
yeah, I
semifinals
didn't
of the
think
Big East
so.
tournament.
Yeah,
oh my God, guys, semifinal Friday is the best day of the Big East
It
tournament. We've
is.
got
It
to get
is.
there
It's
at some
awesome.
point. It's the
yeah.
best
It's
day. It's
it's
the
it's
best.
literally yeah, I mean, funny enough, Butler has a great record on Wednesday of the Big East tournament. Um, like actually like a really, really good record. When you're looking back at they've generally done quite well on Wednesday, but no, they've never won. Never won a game on Thursday of the Big East tournament, never played on Friday.
I
That's
think that
pretty that's
I
pretty
think
crazy.
I think that speaks volumes to like where we are at as a program. Because I feel like in the Mata era, and I'll say my words, but like
Mhm.
I feel like we have established ourselves, and I was kind of joking, but I was actually kind of serious. I was like, someone said like, "What does Butler bring?" And I'm like, honestly, if you like, and I hate saying this out loud, like Butler brings if Georgetown ever figures it out, sorry Michael, if they ever figure it out, and if DePaul ends up figuring it out, which obviously they had some good strides this year, I was like, Butler provides you with a great floor because like the program under Mata right now is just a very classic like we aren't probably going to be, we will always be competent enough to like have like a decent non-conference, but the minute we go to the Big East play, it's like these teams know us too well. I was like, we give them a great floor. I'm like, that sucks to say that out loud, but that's what it's been the past few years. I mean, like even looking like Ken Palm and stuff like that, like I think it was like 61, 70 something. Right now we're like 80-ish. So it's kind of just I know you use the same old, yeah, consistent routine. What other words to use, Michael? There's a couple other ones we put in that little chat.
Monotonous.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it as it is. It was disappointing, right? So like, I think we all had. I mean, we knew Thad was coming back. We really wanted it. I really wanted. I think everyone did. We really wanted it to work out. You don't want to have a coach turnover every 4 years. That's not good for any program. You can even look at ones like that have a ton of money, like IU. They can't figure that out. So I just say disappointing. Obviously, we already talked about the injuries. That was huge. I I just find it hard to believe. I'm going to talk about defense here in a second, but you can't tell me that having a healthy Jalen Jackson isn't worth at least like a win here or there, two or maybe 3 wins, especially against the bottom half. The Finley game being out was huge because that was the Seton Hall home game, which I 100% believe we win that game if he's healthy. Like Seton Hall wasn't going to do anything. And Finley was I think Finley definitely would have provided the offensive spark. Kyle just lost a bet. So he's looking sad right now in the Michigan State game. But yeah, so just the same old. Yeah, it was disappointing. You get your hopes up in non-conference, and then the Big East just once again just beats us up, even when it's a down year. We can point to injuries. Which I do think was worth a few. And to Kyle's point, we could have been up to a 5, but it's just in the games we lost, it just felt like we always got killed. Like, and it's just we're good enough to beat the bottom half, and just the minute we play the top half, it's like we lose by 20 every single time. So it's frustrating. But yeah, that streak. I can't remember if one of you guys mentioned it, but the back-to-back games of I think they were back-to-back or within 3 games of each other. The Providence game where Finley missed the free throw at the end. And then that Seton Hall game where he was out. So actually, I think there was a game in between. There was the Georgetown game where he got hurt, maybe or something like that. That was just. I feel like you add those 2 games, and all of a sudden, like Kyle was saying, we're a 5 seed. So just disappointing because I feel like this could have been a year that we could have, especially with how down the Big East was. Just felt like it was a year we could have established ourselves in the top half, and just a lot of things didn't go right. And also, again, I know consistency, same old is something we've been saying, but the first half to second half discrepancies. I know I posted that. Little thing about our point differential per quarter, and it's insane the difference from first half to second half, and we saw that in the Creighton game. I mean, we're up 4, and then we lose by 1 million. Tied against St. John's at half, lose by 1 million. Up 3 against Villanova. All these at home, by the way. Second half, lose by 1 million. It's just become the norm, and it's just unacceptable. So something's got to change. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's gonna be a very busy offseason. Obviously, I think we all know that.
Yeah.
Portal, and then possible search season. So it should be it should be interesting, but disappointing. Frustrated from a fan. Disappointing. That's really all I can really say. If I had to give it a letter grade, I don't know if you gave it a letter grade, but I'll give it a letter grade. I'm just going to put a C because I do feel like I'm not going to go to C- because Michael's just mean, but I do feel like injuries are a factor. Oh, last thing, sorry, defense. Defense is it's so killer under the Thad era. I mean, I think the best we've been is 9th in the Big East or something like that. We're always like bottom 2. I think actually we're up to 9th right now because Xavier's has fallen off a cliff, and Providence still sucks at defense. So I think we're up to 9th. Someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. Also, it's probably helpful that DePaul couldn't hit a goddamn shot the whole game.
We're up to 10th. Providence jumped us by 0.1 in conference.
After that defensive effort against Georgetown, you're right.
Yeah, clamps.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, the defense is the killer. I mean, we could have Jalen back. Obviously, Sting was a good defender. We give Jalen back and have everyone healthy. But at the end of the day, I mean, just collectively, defensively, we just it's been the same story each year. Can't get a stop, and it just kills you. So it is what it is. But yeah, anything else you guys want to add? Talking about the season or any thoughts on the season? I'll say. Yeah,
I guess I didn't give a letter grade. Maybe I'm more harsh. I think that the reason I won't give a total failure is because of the injuries. So there's a slight excuse there. And again, I have never seen it in my time since I have been at Butler and really been a Butler fan because I started following the team the year before I came to Butler, which was the COVID year that it got canceled. So I've never seen it happen, but I believe that the expectation for a Butler team should be to make the NCAA tournament. It just should be the expectation. And again, is that going to happen every year? Absolutely not. It's not. And I understand that, but that's the expectation and the goal for the program. So I can't give it a complete F because of the injuries, but like a D. Like, I'm sorry, they were bad. Like they had some flashes, but ultimately, when you finish 7-13 in a bad Big East and don't make the tournament, it's a failure of a season. It's and you know, and I know that I think it may have been misconstrued and whatnot, but like the Grant quote, and I think he knows it. We measure it as we should off of wins and losses, and they did not win enough to make the tournament. So I just don't give him a better grade than a D. I can't, and the only reason I'm giving him a D is because of the injuries. Otherwise, it's a failure.
Yeah, I see just comes from the injuries because I will never know. And we could all sit here and be like, it would change everything or it wouldn't change anything. And we will never know. I mean, we won't. And so I do think it's an absolute miracle that we basically played without a point guard for half the Big East, half the Big East season, which is, I mean, Fosa's definitely, I'll say, Fosa's shown some really good flashes lately. But it's pretty crazy that we managed to navigate that and not fall off a cliff. Hey, we've won 3 out of our last 5. We're on fire, boys. We're gonna win the Big East tournament. Here we go. And honestly, everyone thinks about the Creighton game. We really did compete in that Villanova one at Villanova. So if you take out the second half of Creighton, we've kind of played decent in 4.5 out of 5 games. Come on. No one wants to jump on there with me. All right, fine. I'll start.
Big John's is screwed, is what you're saying, and I'm with you.
Absolutely, man. I mean, you see that first half at home. We until tall man Prey decided to pray in the corner and hit that 3 at the end. We were totally going that half with a lead.
I will say I don't ever like. It feels like they don't ever. It feels like at this point in the season, it's hard for me to get super like hyped about this team because we're bad. I will say though, I was listening to the UConn Spaces last night, and there was St. John's fans talking, and there was like 4 or 5 St. John's fans that came on, and they were all talking about their noon game on Thursday against Providence. All of them were just assuming they're playing Providence. That pissed me off a little bit. I can't lie. That pissed me off a little bit. I really want to win on Wednesday.
Remember earlier when I said felt like I had something else to say in the intro and I forgot what it was? You just triggered it. I was going to say Butler did play double OT games in both games against Providence this year, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So the first round, obviously Butler won in Hinkle, which was an electric game. The second one was the one we just talked about. Finley, unfortunately, being 12 for 12 in free throws, missed both with 1 second left. And then Ajayi missed 1 out of 2 instead of making 2 out of 2. And in the first OT, we lost in double OT there. So, fun games. We'll see what happens. Kim English is already out the door, so maybe that is too. We don't know. But so it could be
people in Iran, Guru. Don't forget that. There are people in Iran. You could be in Iran.
That's you know what? Ed and Kim have both maybe very aware of that. So I appreciate that. Not to get off Butler stuff, but man, what a crazy situation when you think about it, like Ed leaving and really both programs are just way worse. It's just like it's insane. If that was an I'm getting fired and I don't care anymore, I'm just gonna troll by Kim English. I can't tell if that was a troll, but if that's a troll, that's legitimately the funniest thing I've seen a coach do of all time. I want to believe that was a troll. I want to so bad. I mean, him complimenting George Mason on the way out was pretty funny too. Like that definitely was a troll. That there's no way that couldn't be a troll. The other one almost feels like a troll. I don't know. Anyway, hey, at least we're not whatever that situation is. Close to it. But anyway, all right. So, like I said, Big East tournament coming up again. 8C facing Providence. We already just started talking about Providence a little bit, but Michael, I'll punt it off to you first. I know we've already played them twice, but just remind the people kind of what we think about Providence or what we can expect, and then also what you think, maybe your predictions for the outcome of this Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, we've played 100 minutes this season against Providence, so I feel like we know them pretty well.
Well, the one thing I will mention is their second time we played them, they didn't have Edwards, and I believe obviously I assume he's back now, and Vox played in the last game yesterday, right? I think
he did, yeah.
Yeah, so
well,
I guess he played in the game, but yes, their leading scorer who played in the first game and torched us for like 34 points or something like that. Did not play in the second one, and Jalen Sellers decided to kill us instead. Now they're both there. So,
well, to whisper before real quick before this is a take I have. I'm not sure that Edwards makes them a better team, but just
I mean,
Sellers.
defensively, I could definitely argue that. I
Well, I
mean,
mean, it's pick one. Who do you want on the floor, Edwards or Vox? I personally would take Edwards just because I think Vox is that bad. But like, yeah, they're both just at this point just chuckers. Like that's
yeah,
really what they are.
yeah,
And they take the ball out of Sellers' hands, who I believe last night clinched the Big East scoring title. So
yeah.
I feel like that's the start. Yeah, Kyle's confirming. Yeah, he did. That's the start. Jalen Sellers is just a masterful player. I mean, we saw how good he was against us when, excuse me, in that game. What he went for? Yeah, 20. He went for 36. Yeah, 36 on 20 shots. He shot 6 of 12 from three, 5 of 8 from two, 8 of 10 from the line, and he was just bullying us late in the game. Was that the game he had like cramps or something, or like
He
threw
had
up
like I was
blood?
about to say he had like one leg too.
Yeah, he was on one leg and he did all
Yeah,
that. Like, yeah, the dude is masterful. I mean, he is a terrific player. So he's gonna get his. Like, I don't really think we have an answer for him, honestly. Like, you put Kaiser on him, but like even then, it's just like the dude's so good. Like you can try to limit a guy like that. You can't stop him, you know?
He absolutely got snubbed for first team. Absolutely got snubbed. I don't care that Providence was bad. You got to take him over
Yeah,
one or over Caravan or Reed, in my
Caravan.
opinion.
Caravan's a Ponzi scheme. Oh my God. That guy, oh my God. He made so many mistakes late in that Marquette game. But not a UConn podcast. Not a UConn podcast. Yeah, that would like Sellers is just terrific. Edwards and Fox we both mentioned, they're both chuckers to if one of them gets hot, it's gonna be a long day. If one of them does not, it's not gonna be a long day. I think Edwards let us up in the first game, actually.
he did. Yeah, that's what I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he had like 34 in the first game. One of
Yeah.
my favorite clips. One of my favorite clips from the first game. Not to cut you up, but one of my favorite clips is he hits like this like little floater, and everyone thought it was a travel because there's like those. I can't even keep track of all like the stepping rules nowadays. I have no idea. Like you know, you could basically stop, and then you can almost do like a layup from like wherever. I don't know. It's weird. Whatever. He did a step through, and then he was like jogging or like trotting back, and the camera like goes in on him, and he's smiling because they went up three at that point, and then Finley came down and just drained, like literally just like came off the curl and just drained a three, and then you literally see him just like throw his hands up in the Edwards just, like throws his hands up in the air. I'm like, ha, sucker, like it's just the greatest like pan like from there to there, but and then he obviously is the one that had the ball when Ajayi stole it and then passed it out to I should say Edwards flopped and then Ajayi picked up the ball and passed it out to Evan for the game-winning three. But yeah, sorry, I cut you off. But yes,
No,
yeah,
please.
we all know what Providence is. Like they're an offensive team, but they don't. They actually like we pointed out earlier. You said they barely passed us in
Their
defensive
defense is
efficiency.
exactly as bad as ours, pretty
Yeah,
much.
it's too terrible. I just saw a stat actually. It was the month of February, and our defensive efficiency per Torvik was 113. Theirs was 116. Xavier's was like one. I mean, it was bad. Or no, we were 103. They were 106, and I think Xavier was like 113 or one. It was bad. Since the month of February, basically meaning we've had the third since in the month of February. We've had the third worst defense, just ahead of Xavier and Providence. I'll save my thoughts because I have some thoughts on that, but I'll save for when it's my turn. I just cut you off, man. It's always my
Please.
turn. It's
Please.
always my turn. You have your own podcast now. You can go talk on that. No, I'm kidding. The
Yeah, I mean, I could. I
you got
absolutely
the
could.
Michael DeRosa show. By the way, if you haven't gone see the Michael DeRosa show, go check it out. Always great information, for sure. But sorry, I cut you all off. But maybe what's your prediction? What do you think is going to happen on Wednesday?
Yeah, Jameer Jones didn't play a lot in the first game against us. I think he's one of the tougher matchups for Ajayi in the league. Like, I really think he's terrific. I think he's going to be a pro in a couple years, and next year I think he'll be on like a Houston or a Florida. Like, that's how good I think he is. Um, yeah, that would really be my main note. They're not deep at all. Like, it's really just six guys at this point now that Corey Floyd's out. Yeah, in terms of a prediction. I don't know. This is going to be the meanest thing I think I've ever said on this podcast. So get ready for it. I think this game is just about who quits first. I think that's who will win this game. I think whoever quits first, the other team's going to win. I don't know. I'm gonna take Providence just because I want to see Shagman and Bryce Hopkins fight again. I think that'd be very funny. Providence 87, Butler 77.
All right, all right, that's okay. There's one person on this podcast I expect to take their team. It's you. That's okay.
Yeah.
Kyle, how about you, man? What are your thoughts on this upcoming Wednesday? What do you think? What do you think's gonna happen?
I don't know. I think that
I have no
I
idea.
I have no idea what. You know what?
No
I
clue.
you know what? The of all the talk of the crazy Kim English quote, he and again, this next quote is like part of the reason that I thought that was fake because of what he said after, which just also sounds like what somebody would. He literally said on the Big East turn, he said, "Who do we get in the Big East tournament?" And they said Butler, and he said, "Get ready for a double overtime game." He literally said that. So you know
Oh
what?
yeah.
Who am I to doubt Kim English? Who is anyone to doubt Kim English? I think this is I think I think this is going to be a double overtime game. I don't care. Butler wins in double OT and then gets beat by like 35 at noon on Thursday. I think we win in a close one. I won't predict double OT. I do think we win a close game. I think both teams care enough. Probably not much. I think if one team gets there's like a 10-0 run, somebody might quit. One of the teams might quit. But um uh if it stays close throughout, I think I'll take a Butler close win, and then I do think we're gonna get absolutely waxed on Thursday. So
Yeah. I remember talking with my buddies, and I was saying, I feel like this is gonna be like your classic like YMCA ball game where just like you're just people are just chucking, everyone's just trying to get theirs. I think it's gonna be either extremely high scoring or just because of the quality of shots, it could be extremely low scoring, especially being in MSG and maybe not being as, anytime you go into those arenas. But
let's get let's get Mike the rebound record for the Butler single
Oh
season
yeah,
rebound record.
yes, that's a great point. Yeah,
Mhm.
Ajayi is only 10 rebounds. Well, he's 9 rebounds short of tying the record of Daryl Mason, and he's 10 rebounds short of breaking the single season rebound record. I think he gets that honestly against Providence because he could feast. He feasts both games. I think didn't he have like close to 20 last time they played or something like that. He has
Yeah, if
some.
he's on an open fast break, just do the floater rebound cheese. The Chris
Yeah,
Smoot,
right. Yeah, yeah,
just throw it
yeah,
off the
yeah, yeah,
backboard, catch
yeah,
it, throw it
yeah,
off the
yeah.
backboard, catch it, then score.
And see, what's funny is that he knows that he's close to that. And it was funny actually. The game yesterday, people were asking why Finley kept chucking, and I'm like, he knows that he's
Finley
literally
knew.
he's 3 points away from like he chucked that three up in like 2 seconds into the shot clock on that one possession, and I was like, oh my gosh, my wife is now vacuuming upstairs. Can you guys hear that?
No, you're good.
Good. Okay, I'm gonna keep that in there because why not? But uh I literally like everyone's like saying it. I'm like, I don't want to be the guy to say it, but I'm like, he definitely knows that he is like 3 points shy of 1,000. But Ajayi knows that he's gonna be crashing the boards hard. I mean, I assume he's gonna be crashing the boards. He always crashes the boards hard. Also, like Michael already said earlier, but shout out to Michael Ajayi and Finley, first and third team, all Big East. Michael Ajayi, by the way, is only the fifth Butler player to ever get first team All Big East. He joins Kamar Baldwin, Keelan Martin, Andrew Travis, and Kellen Dunham, which Michael, great
Very
tweet.
very well deserved and very good company.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, unbelievable company. I mean, and honestly, remember it's just Big East, so like people are gonna be like, "Where's Matt Howard?" And it's like, nope, that's not Big East. But I was kind of surprised like Rosie and stuff were never on there. I mean, I know,
Yeah,
like
I was too.
different type of player. What is
They
that?
completely cannibalized each other just because
Yeah,
Butler was so low possession at that time. And
right.
yeah,
Yeah. So it was but very cool to win that award, well deserved. But yeah. Anyway, sorry, I was just saying, I think it's gonna be a YMCA ball. I think there's gonna be a lot of chucking, a lot of shooting. I like Michael's point to whoever quits first, but I feel like both teams not quit. It's the Big East tournament. No one's quitting, but I do feel like there's going to be a lot of like.
I watched Primo Spears and Georgetown's last year. I can tell you he quit. I can tell you he quit way
I'm
before
gonna
that game
say
started.
I'm gonna say that there's a lot. I think this is crazy to say what I'm about to say, but there's guys are still auditioning for like their next quote unquote job. I mean, you can't just like obviously there's been enough season where one game is probably not going to make obviously a difference, but especially younger guys. I mean, if there are any of our guys or their guys that are heading out or whatever, like they're got to put up something, right? So it'll be interesting to see. I'm just gonna obviously I'm a homer. I'm gonna go with my dogs. I do think that we are a little more slightly more functional at this point than Providence, just slightly. That great second half was terrible, but like I said, we've won actually 3 out of our past 5 games, and honestly, the Villanova game was a 2 possession game with 2.5 minutes left. So it's not, and that was at Villanova. So I mean, for basically 4.5 games, I'll say we were competing. The second half Creighton was terrible. So I'll go with us, and I'm going to go high because I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I'm going to go I'm gonna go. Do one of you already say 87? But I'm gonna say 87 because I like 87. 87. Yeah, I'm gonna go 87, 82. Butler in regular.
I guess I didn't give a score. I'll go if I get this right, I'll go 97 to 94 in overtime. Not double
Does
overtime.
102? Okay.
Just one.
Okay. And we're winning that one. So you're saying we're gonna hit some free throws down the stretch?
No, we're going to be up by 7 left, and then
Yes.
we're going to miss all their free throws, and they'll hit a 3 at the buzzer
And
to lose by 3.
let's go back to even the game against DePaul. Like let's talk about that real quick. It's the same thing, guys. We just built up a big enough lead, which was great. But like the fact that we were up 30 and all of a sudden it was single, even though it was
No,
two
we
little
completely
delayed.
gagged. We completely gagged towards the end
I
of that
mean,
game.
unbelievable. And I love Thad's quote too. He's like, pretend like it's 0-0. It didn't act like it was like that. I was like, oh my gosh, we're gonna actually make this an interesting. I kept joking you guys. I'm like, how are they gonna make me sweat this out? And they almost did. My heart rate raised for a second. I was like, God damn it, stop it. Like, why? Like we were fouling them on 3-point shots. I was like, what are we doing? It was just, yeah. Don't even get it. That's just the consistency though. Every year. It's every time. It's like the first half and then the second half. It's like
I was in Chicago, and there was someone who was a DePaul fan who sat 2 rows behind me, who when Fosa had his huge dunk and we were up by like 20, he looked at me and he was like, I don't. He was like, how have, this is the first time seeing you guys. I don't really watch other than DePaul. How have you guys lost so many games this year? And then legitimately, towards the end of the season, towards the end of the game, he was like, hey, and I was like, I turned around. He was like, I get it now.
yeah. Yeah. Just imagine that, but it starts in the first 5 minutes of the second half instead of, at the under 12. That's basically the difference that it was. Yeah. Just bad. But how about our predictions for the actual Big East tournament? So just for anyone that's just completely oblivious to everything, again, Butler and Providence are the 8-9. They play against the winner plays St. John's. Then we got the 4-5 of Seton Hall and Creighton. The 6-11 is DePaul and Georgetown, who will then play. The winner will play Villanova, the 3 seed, and then we got and this on the other side of the bracket, and then we got the 7-10 being Marquette, who just beat UConn, is looking heck dangerous, and they play the 10 seed Xavier, who I really wanted to play. Damn you, Xavier! Even when I'm cheering for you, you still screw me over. It's just the Xavier way. But what are your guys' predictions? Who do you think comes out on top in the Big East tournament this year? Michael, I'll go you first. Yeah.
Yeah, I got Butler beating Georgetown.
Yeah.
I think UConn beat St. John's.
Wait, no. So let's go back to that Butler Georgetown prediction. What'd you say?
Yeah, I got Butler beating Georgetown. Finley hits a step back 3, and then Malik Mack runs up the floor, gets fouled on a 3-point shot, makes the first 2, misses the third. Ajayi gets a rebound to extend his Butler single season rebound lead. I don't know whatever number he has, but imagine he ends on like a perfectly round number that like looks kind of cool.
Or imagine, like, for some unknown reason, he only gets like 2 rebounds for the first like few games. It actually breaks the record. It's like what? It's his only rebound of the game to win it. But to break the record. Okay, wait. What was your real prediction though?
I got UConn beating St. John's.
That's boring. All right, Kyle.
So boring. But I mean, we have 2 teams in the league that are good, one team that's mid, and the rest of the league dookie.
Hey, watch my prediction. Hold on, Kyle.
Okay. Yeah, my real prediction is UConn beat St. John's. It's my prediction. I could absolutely see St. John's winning it. Yeah. Absolutely. I genuinely, and this is weird, because I want 4 bids in the Big East. Weirdly, if there was, other than the top 3 seeds, everyone's a bid stealer. I really do think that the most likely bid stealer is Marquette. I do believe that. I don't think they do it. I don't think they beat UConn round 2. I think they're the most likely bid stealer, unless Seton Hall just.
I think it'd be Seton Hall just because I think they match up the best with St. John's. I think St. John's would eat Marquette alive.
You're probably right. I don't know. I think Marquette's playing good ball right now, but you're probably right. It's probably Seton Hall. However, I will say this. I want 4 bid Big East. My first rooting interest is Butler. My second rooting interest is a bid stealer. But my third rooting interest is, if it goes chalk, and that's just a big if, I don't know if I'll have been more excited to watch a non-Butler basketball game than the UConn St. John's Big East final. That would be fucking electric.
Yeah.
And not necessarily the two best teams in the country. I don't, and maybe another hot take, I don't think either one is a true threat as it stands to win the national championship. I really just don't. But that game, the energy around that game, and how much both coaches would want that, that would be an electric game. And I kind of want to see it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go. I'm gonna get a little crazy here. I'm gonna take UConn over St. John's in the finals. I call Michael's boring, and I'm like, that's
Yeah.
yeah, no. I mean, like when two teams, even though UConn just lost to Marquette, but when two. Now I will say there were a lot of close calls. Even Butler played UConn. UConn, honestly, that especially the second game
Yeah.
played UConn, and UConn had Georgetown almost beat. Like there was a lot of close calls this year for both St. John's and UConn. So I'm not gonna.
UConn is way too inconsistent. They I will say this about St. John's wipes the floor with trash, but I don't think have a ceiling as high as UConn against a good team. UConn sometimes struggles in games they shouldn't, but then they've looked unbeatable against St. John's in that one game, and they beat Florida and they beat Illinois. And so like, it's a weird dichotomy, those two teams. It's really interesting.
UConn's a team I'm
St.
going to be looking at fading in the tournament. If
Me
like
as well.
they get it drawn like a team I like if they're playing Miami or SLU's look so bad lately, but like SLU is another team I would have been targeting. But like if they get those two, Miami, Florida, I would be looking to pivot off UConn.
The
I like that Miami, Florida team a lot.
back to this the February, since February 1st thing. St. John's has gone back to like their bread and butter from last year. Their offense has been horrendous, but their defense has been really, really good. And so yeah, I feel like yeah, I I
And
don't
I
know.
feel like so much of their offense being bad is just from that one awful performance against UConn. Just because like that, I mean, they made what
True,
2 field goals in the
true.
second half.
That's fair. I mean,
Like it
that
kills
is
your numbers, and it's such a
yeah,
small
it does.
sample that a game like that is just going to kill your sample size.
Well, I mean, that's why Butler's defense rating jumped like 10 spots after DePaul shot like 10% against us. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding. I like looked, I'm like, oh my gosh, we're all up to ninth. Like, what's happening? But yeah, no, I mean, I think it's just tough because when you have two teams that have just dominated. Again, there's been a lot of close calls, but I think you'd be a fool to still go against them. Like I think St. John's handles either us or Providence. I will say if we do lose to Providence, St. John's would be pretty entertaining too, as another round, as you brought up, Michael, just to see them go at it again. Um,
The funniest outcome of the Big East tournament is Kim English winning it after being fired.
that would be yes, I agree.
Because there's been no announcement from the university, and of course there wouldn't be. Would they be forced to like pivot off it and be like, all right, I guess we're keeping him? I mean,
The Patrick Ewing effect.
well, no, but
Napolillo absolutely would do something like that.
like
That
I'm just
absolutely
saying,
would happen.
I truly do believe if he wins the tournament, they're gonna be like, well, we can't now fire him, and they're gonna like turn around and
Well, the reason they're announcing this now is because Napolillo threw such a huge fit that Georgetown was talking to Cooley's agent before the season ended. So now he's like, well, I need to announce this so I can talk to other people's agents so it's ethical. It's like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
it's
Perfectly
just
above board now.
they've handled this so disgust. Like honestly,
Shocking.
I feel bad for I do not think he's a good coach. I think he's a good person. I do not think he's a good coach. I feel bad for English. This sucks, man. You know what? I'll I'll pat ourselves on the back a little bit. If that is gone right now, if that is going to be gone this season, he's gonna go out with dignity and love for Butler fans. Some of the stuff that's said about Kim English, and shocker, it's Providence fans, but some of the stuff that's said about him and the way they've handled this, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks.
They're hitting him with that whole Boston goodbye. It's anytime that someone leaves Boston, it's like, ah, you're the worst.
Well,
Yeah.
hey, okay. Kyrie Irving is a domestic terrorist and deserves to be treated as such.
Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I'm gonna pivot from that. Anyway, terrorism, and let's talk about I don't even know what to talk about now. Wait, so did we all say UConn for St. John's?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. No, I mean it'll be
Jump
interesting.
off.
I mean, I like how we all just like discounted Villanova 100%. I
Yeah,
did.
Villanova doesn't beat teams that are better than them.
No, they don't. And I also like, I'll be honest, like with how bad Bryce Lindsey's played in this, I'm not bad, but I mean, he looked good against us. But if you look at his like all around game lately, obviously, I know how much you love Lewis, and he's awesome. There's no doubt about it. But with Hodge done with the ACL and stuff, like I don't see that happening. Although, I mean, maybe they could take down UConn. Again, I feel like UConn is vulnerable right now. So I
I
picked
feel like,
UConn. I might switch my answer up. I might even say St. John's.
I mean, I
I know Seton Hall matches up the best with them, but well, I guess
they'd have to
UConn would too.
score.
What is that?
Seton Hall would have to score, and that's a
Yeah,
problem.
exactly.
They win that game, it's like 43-41.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I could definitely see it being like that. I mean, I know Creighton just beat our brakes off it. I mean, I think Creighton's the funniest. I think Creighton's kind of like us and Creighton are honestly, I know they beat us, but like if you look at the teams, they're like, as far as like metrics go, we're almost like the exact same thing. It's really weird. Probably two teams that are very unpredictable and could like randomly beat you by like we just did against DePaul, but like also could lose to you by 30. Very weird teams. But yeah, I could see Creighton actually beating Seton Hall. But
Yeah, definitely.
no, but
I
I agree with Kyle though. I really do hope that if it isn't, I, I think that UConn or obviously St. John's wins, but I would love to see a bid stealer. Just get 4 bids from the Big East. I mean, at this point, I'm cool with that. It's gonna be Butler, obviously. So that's
Villanova would have been the one. Like I genuinely think at this point we could have beaten Villanova without Hodge, with how poorly Lindsey's played. But I think they drew probably the two best matchups they could have. I don't
mm,
think Georgetown can generate any offense against them. And DePaul's like one thing is like their 2 point defense. That doesn't work against a team that's going to blitz you from three.
right. Yeah, and
And
DePaul
Caden,
is
they have
dead
no one
last.
guarding Caden. Yeah,
Yeah, and DePaul is dead last in offensive efficiency,
yeah,
as we all saw
yeah.
the other night. We still own you guys. Just had to throw that in there. That's you, Biggie Savant. But the anyway, anyway, again, we kind of gave our thoughts on the season. Another tough one. It's gonna be a very busy offseason, boys. Very busy offseason. Kind of excited for it. It's always fun to kind of get some fresh stuff going on. Because in today's world, guys, let's be honest. Like, I know Butler, we had to figure out our NAL stuff and stuff, but like, let's be honest. Like, one season these days it's not like a rebuild. You could turn that around pretty fast, given the right people in place. So it'll be interesting off season for sure. But again, this Wednesday, what time did you say? 4:30.
4:30 somewhere on there. Yeah, let me
4:30,
actually.
something around that time. Butler Providence 8-9 game.
Four,
Uh,
yeah, four flat, four.
4 o'clock Eastern time on Wednesday. That's perfect. That's right when I get off work. Beautiful. And again, Butler Providence, and then hey, screw it. Let's make a run all the way to St. John's and then get killed. I mean, let's make a run
Look,
all the way.
we would play well in the first 4 minutes against St.
I
John's. That'd be even.
guarantee you we would. I guarantee, or not. You find out. I can guarantee you a few things. The last 5 minutes, we will be negative. The first 5 minutes, second half, probably negative. The last 10 minutes, absolutely negative. I can promise you those. But
We'll be down by 6 at half, and then we'll be down by 24 4 minutes after half.
there is your optimism before the end of the podcast. Let's do it. We got this, boys. Anyway, again, go Dogs this Wednesday, Providence, 4 o'clock. Why not us? Let's do it. And as always, you know what? Go Dogs.